But we went from a child who was completely failing in school to a child who got an 89 in a living environment.
Okay.
86 in U.S. history and 84 in English. And her stepfather and I are so proud of her, and she tries so hard and she does so well, and she's truly a leader.
HES is considered a community-defined practice, and we do have outcomes. We collect data on pre and post, and we also have what you just experienced. It started out by the community. Community folks in the mid-90s and came to the county directors of Monroe County and telling and sharing with them that there weren't programs that were satisfying the needs of their children and themselves. So it rose out of the community, and that led to a whole different set of activities. One, we had focus groups where we got more detail from the community, and not just in one location, from all over New York State. And that led to us having a conference where we called in stakeholders, funders, the gamut, to have more conversation as to what are some of the solutions that we can put in place to help these parents who are saying that things like their kids were being taken away. There's a disproportionate of kids of color in the child welfare system, not to mention in the criminal justice system. But that conference brought together parents, stakeholders, people from the juvenile justice system, teachers, to have a different kind of conversation as to let's hear the parents and the adolescents, and let's begin to have the real conversation as to what it is, what can we do, what can be put in place to help these families to have good outcomes and to experience some of the joys in life that others were experiencing. How dare us think that we know more than these parents do in terms of this is good for your child. Yes, we all make mistakes. However, very often, these parents are the experts, and we need it for them to value that, for them to feel it, for them to know it, and to acknowledge it so we can be partners in terms of working together for the good of their child. It's not about us. It's always about the child and the parent.
Some of the things we do at HES, we take a different approach. We try to encompass not just the culture of the individual, but first the youth culture. How do we speak to the youth? What do we present to youth? We also deal with their individual culture. You deal with African American kids, and you can't make assumptions. You deal with an Asian child, you don't make assumptions. You talk to the child, see what they're into, see what they like. You may have an African American kid that doesn't like rap music, so you don't force feed him rap music just because he's African American. You may have a Caucasian kid who doesn't like rock and roll or metal, so you give them what they need. You ask them, what do you like, what are you into? We do bring all the adolescents together. We show them their differences, and that's okay. And we show them how similar you are to the person that you don't think you have anything in common with. We also bring role plays into the activities as teaching moments. We will show them themselves in front of them, so to speak. And many times I've had to get up there and act out a part of an adolescent in the room, and when they see themselves, it's like, wow, that's how I act? That's how I sound? This is how I treat my mother? So it's really more putting the mirror in the adolescent's face to say, this is what you're showing the world. Are you happy with that vision? Are you happy looking at yourself in the mirror? We also encompass a lot of different types of music to conduct the activities of the day. We bring in everything that the youth are involved in. We also have a staff that reflects the population that we're serving. And the population changes from year to year. You may have 40 African American kids and 20 Asian American kids, or however it goes, so we make sure we're staffed to that. We have mentors, junior mentors, which are kids that went through the program and come back to mentor the next generation of kids. And that gives the kids something to aspire to for the next year. It's like, wow, he was there last year, and now he's in the capacity of teaching and helping me become a greater person. Well, maybe I want to do that. So we provide role models that aren't far-fetched, so to speak. You know, sometimes they have role models that are so far from not being able to achieve it, but it's like, wow, I would love to be like Michael Jordan too. I'm not that good at basketball. maybe that's not a role model I can pattern myself after.
I cussed out everybody. I told everybody, like, you get out my face, I don't want to talk to you. But Shanice came up to me and told me that she looks up to me. And for somebody to tell me that they look up to me from everything that I did that weekend, that was just touching. And then y'all see, but I mean, our past was horrible, a horrible past. And I mean, for her to tell me that she looked at me like a sister, a big sister, that really hurts. Because I can't believe I've been mean to so many people, and they really are nice to me.
If we see that this group needs more self-esteem building, we have no problem, it's flexibility. We will stop right there, and we see the need, we address the need, and we will spend the whole day on that need, because that's what's needed, not just what's, just not a filler. Like, well, this is self-esteem, and if you don't have any, sorry, but we're gonna move on to the next part.
Mom, I changed somewhat, but you can't change overnight, right? I listen better. Like when somebody tells me to do something, I might not want to do it. I might still give them a little lip, but eventually I do it. I go back to regular school. I cheerlead. And not only myself notice a change, other people like my mother, who's right there.